You know, there's a list of them. We talked about, again, the first quarter. They like to get to, that 30 mark. We had an opportunity there, to keep them under 30. But the runs that they, because we were missing shots that we have made in the past, we just couldn't get stops on the other end. Offensive rebounds, points in the paint, things that we've talked about that we need to work on. We didn't do today. Again, that being said, in the first half, we cut it to 16, and then we give up a 6-point play, and then it just got away from us.
Given, the way things have kind of been going, do you think this group handles deficits differently than they may have early in the season? I mean, I think their psyche's different when they look up the scoreboard and see a deficit like we saw tonight.
Well, I think we got to be used to being down. I don't know how many times we've had the lead, maybe against Washington, but, the big thing for this group, we have to do it together, and we can talk about it, but, the actions, have to kick in at some point, and we're not doing that on either end. And I just want, the guys that finish the game, that's the way we have to play as a team. And so, as coaches and players, we got to get better. And we'll look at the film and see, where we can get better at.
Why do you think the message isn't getting through when you've been talking about the same kind of stuff?
That's a very good question. Because we've written it on the board, we've talked about it, the coaches have talked about it. So, as players, at some point they have to accept it, and maybe our message isn't clear enough. And so, as coaches, we have to get better at that.
Is it possible that your players just aren't good enough to do what you want?
They're good enough. We believe in those guys. And, again, there's teams that go through spurts of not playing well and things, the ball not bouncing their way. And right now the ball is not bouncing our way, and we just got to stay together.
This isn't the first time you said something like the group at the end of the game did what you wanted to see the whole game. Why hasn't it been happening the whole game?
That's something that we got to look at. We can give efforts where we get 10 stops in a row, but we can't score on the other end. And so we kind of, let go of the energy or commitment to get stops, and then the team will go on a run, and we could, continue, not score. So we have to look at that. When we can't score, the other team can't score, and right now that's not happening.
I know Brooke didn't play tonight, but do you feel you have to go to the post a little bit more at times? Kind of set draw things up, maybe through Joe or something like that. Even when Brooke comes back, just work more to the post and kind of take it from there, so to speak.
We have to move the ball. We only had 7 assists, so you can throw it in the post. You can, isolate someone, but we have to move the ball, and we're just not doing that.
Everybody keeps talking about a lack of trust here and there, different things. Is that what that is on offense? Is that everybody thinking they have to score every time by themselves because nobody else is doing it?
It's a combination of, sometimes when you feel you see your teammates struggling, you want to take that shot instead of maybe just playing the right way. And you got to give guys credit. Those guys are trying to figure it out. They're trying to find a way to put the ball in the basket. Blatch is, the night was kind of wrapped. When you see Blatch go up, he has a layup and it just rolls around and comes out. And that's just the way our season's been right now.
This is the third or fourth game Paul's and shot the ball in a row. I know he sat last Saturday with a groin. Is he playing through stuff?
You would have to ask him that. When guys take the floor, you expect them to, there probably are some nicks or bruises, but he's a professional and is never, one that's been judged just strictly on scoring. And right now he's not shooting the ball well.
Was the effort there tonight, you think?
The effort was there. Again, in that first quarter, we talked about them trying to get in that 30 range, and they did. They did it twice in the first and third.
Do you feel Paul has to be a little more offensive-minded at times when you guys are going through these scoring droughts and big deficits out there?
No, you got to be a team. We got enough guys out there who know how to put the ball in the basket. It just can't be Paul or Joe. You got to rely on guys when you make the right play that you take the shot when you're open.